Hey, what's up, NFL fans? What's up, all football fans? This your boy JB, host of the Behind the Bench podcast network and channel. Giving a shout out to the rest of the crew, Shy, Kelvin, and Jermaine, along with Kobe Bryant Film Room and Big Dog Sports TV. And wow, we thank you for supporting Behind the Bench, and we hope that new listeners become a subscriber, support this channel, help make it the best that it can be. And I'm just stunned as I'm watching this football game. Let's just get right to it, man. And I know this game has a long way to go before it's decided, but the Dallas Cowboys are not even my team. That's not even my team. But when you watch a situation where owner, Jerry Jones, has done everything, spent top dollar, brought in the receivers, shored up the offensive line, brought in defensive players, even addressed the special teams at times when needed. But when it comes down to it, and you hate to say it, man, well, first of all, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, the greatest quarterbacks in their franchise history, Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach, Roger the Dodgers, they called him, and Don Meredith, right? Now, what's crazy about it is, now, when it comes to who's the greatest quarterback in this franchise history, if fans say Troy Aikman is the greatest, no arguments. If they say Roger Staubach is the greatest quarterback in this franchise history, no arguments. No arguments at all, because both of them were winners and they won multiple Super Bowls. Even Danny White, who followed Roger Staubach after Staubach retired, at least he was advancing his team. He was a darn good quarterback. At least he was advancing them to the NFC Championship game. And he lost to some great teams along the way. He lost to the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles during the Ron Jaworski years, the 49ers, the start of the Joe Montana era, and then the Washington Redskins, Joe Gibbs, Joe Theismann. He was at least getting to the championship game. But the Dallas Cowboys are not going to win anything with Dak Prescott. I'm sorry, man. And it's painful to see, because you rooted for this guy last year when he played the best game of his career, when he led the Cowboys to a road victory versus Tom Brady in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he outplayed Brady in Brady's last ever game in the NFL. He outplayed him. He played flawless in that game. The problem is, it was a wild card game. And what's crazy is, for the past 2 years, the Cowboys finished the regular season 12-5. And this year, they earned the number 2 seed by winning the NFC East division outright over the Philadelphia Eagles. So you're playing at home, and he's losing multiple playoff games at home. A couple years ago in the wild card game, he loses at home versus the 49ers and got the doors blown off. Right? And last year, after beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they go into San Francisco, they get the doors blown off. And they get the doors blown off again versus the Green Bay Packers, who just scored a touchdown. They up 34-10. This game is over. And, people may blame the coach. They may blame the running game after losing Zeke Elliott. Well, after moving on from Zeke Elliott after last year, they could blame the receiving core. They could blame the defense, the linebackers, the defensive line, the secondary. They could blame all that. But the constant as to why they losing is this quarterback. And it just shows, man, in the regular season, man, he'll go up against lesser teams. And I'm just going by the track record. This is not an exaggeration or anything. He'll throw for 350, 400 yards, throw for 4, 5 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to money time, man, he's not the same, man. And when it comes down to it, he's not a postseason quarterback. He's not a postseason performer. And it's not even about the fact that he was drafted in the 4th round, because Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. Joe Montana was drafted in the 3rd round. And I'm not going to get off into who's the greatest quarterback ever. I'm not getting off into that. I'm just saying you had quarterbacks who were drafted in lesser rounds, man, who churned out greatness. And Jerry Jones, he has to be frustrated because I don't think he wanted to grant that extension to Dak Prescott a couple years ago. Like he hasn't advanced the Dallas Cowboys to a championship game, and they're about to lose again. I put it this way, they're on the verge of lose because, as they say, it ain't over till it's over. But at the end of the day, he's not going to win. He's showing he's not going to win. And see, that's the thing. It ain't about statistics. It's about winning. And, the Cowboys were pressured to grant that extension to Dak Prescott because these talking heads be like, well, so-and-so quarterback, because of their statistical production, based on market value, they deserve to get paid top dollar. But see, back in the day, man, you had to win, man. I'm sorry. You had to win. Or perform. Not just as a quarterback. I'm talking about any position. You had to perform. Like Emmitt Smith, he led the league. He had to prove it, man. He had to prove it. And he did. 3 times over. 3-time Super Bowl champion. But when he started winning the rushing titles, and then he eventually, him and the Cowboys won their first Super Bowl of that era in the 90s, he had to hold out to get his money, and he won. If you produce, you deserve to get your just reward. If you produce, and Dak Prescott's not producing, man. And it's like I said, Dallas Cowboys, that's not even my squad. But it's like they are a playoff team, but that's where it ends. And you've had other quarterbacks who haven't even been in the NFL as long who has produced. Patrick Mahomes. Even this quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. He comes in, man. He about to lead his team to the divisional round for the Green Bay Packers. Brock Purdy led his team to the NFC Championship game last year. Jalen Hurts led his team to the Super Bowl last year. Jared Allen led his team to the AFC Championship a couple seasons ago. You got quarterbacks out there, man, who at least getting their team to the championship game or playing above expectations. And he's not doing it, man. Jared Goff, when he was with the Rams, he led, as the quarterback, he helped them advance to the Super Bowl. And Dak is getting paid top dollar for this, man. And he comes out here in the first half, he throws a pick six with like a little over 2 minutes to go before halftime, and then he darn it threw a pick six early in the first half. So you can throw for 350, you can throw for 500 yards in a game during the regular season. It don't matter. That's why I said they'll say Troy Aikman, he was overrated. No, he wasn't. You know why he wasn't overrated? Because he won. Because during his rookie year, he was sacked more. He was the victim of more sacks in a season, definitely by any rookie quarterback in league history. He endured so much punishment, you didn't even know if he was going to be able to play football no more after his rookie year. But he persevered as the leader of that team, man. And Jimmy Johnson got up in there, man. He revamped that whole roster, and within like 3 years, they became Super Bowl champions. And Troy Aikman had a perfect record in the Super Bowl. So he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And on average, he got you about 250 yards a game, but he got the ball where it needed to go. He won. He didn't turn the ball over during the postseason. As a result, he led them to Super Bowl back-to-back. And then another one a couple years later. He won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. He won. And Dak Prescott, like I said, man, it's not being negative towards him, man. But at some point, they're going to have to move on because he's showing that he can't lead you deep in the playoffs. And he getting paid top dollar. So I just want to throw it out there real. Like I said, man, I love the NBA. I talk NBA all the time, but I love football too, and ultimately I do love baseball. Coming up. But at the end of the day, they're about to lose again at home. The number 2 seed, it's the number 2 seed getting blown out by an upstart Green Bay Packer team who's playing their first season without Aaron Rodgers, who was their leading quarterback for like 17 seasons, ever since like 2005. So I want to throw it out there real quick, man. They about to lose another game, and you can't even really blame the coach per se, because they're winning 12 games a year. So they're showing that during the regular season, man, they have talent. But come postseason, man, it's all about the quarterback and why they're not winning. And once again, he disappoints, man. And look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Or as one of the all-time greatest coaches in the NFL, Bill Parcells, famously said, "You are what your record says you are." So I'll end it with that. And until next time, this is JB for BTB Behind the Bench.